Youth Development and Sports Minister Kenson Casimir described witnessing sprint sensation Julien Alfred capture St. Lucia's historic Olympic gold as a euphoric moment, one which cannot be replicated. Casimir was among the ministers who flew to Paris to provide support for the four-person team which represented the island at the Olympic Games. During the recent weekly media conference, he recounted the atmosphere in Stade de France before and after Alfred crossed the finish line in the 100 meters in 10.72 seconds.
The emotion, the absolute elation, the mood, the quiet, the silence around that particular area. When I looked around, of course, the likes of Alfred Emmanuel and the others from the Caribbean were the only ones screaming at the highest they could have. The Caribbean had won a gold medal in the 100. And so all the other individuals that were from the Caribbean, they were not surprised. They were absolutely elated. And that feeling, that euphoria, watching history live, I will never, ever, ever be able to replicate, because it was a first, and there's only one first, for sure.
Casimir says some of the sport officials from other countries had their doubts when he proudly stated that history would be made by his compatriot prior to the 100-meter race.
I had to speak a lot of Creole in the area because the general conversation all around me was that of Sha'Carri Richardson. And I made mention to every one of the other members from the Olympic Committee and the other sports ministers that this was St. Lucia's time. I indicated before the race actually started that you are about to witness history. And just before I press record, I turned to the ministers that were there and I said to them, "Do you believe?" And of course, their smile and smirk indicated that, what is this guy talking about? Until Julien crossed that finish line first.
The Youth Development and Sports Minister believes that Julien'S Olympic win has provided an opportunity for discussions on sports development and maximizing athletic performance through collaborative efforts.
I will speak ad nauseum of the importance of the Ministry of Education and the fact that they have come on board with the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports to establish on the weekend inter-schools competition. And we continue to thank the likes of First National Bank, who's come in at $100,000 to sponsor that event. And this is where the breeding ground is going to continue to be. But even before that, the communities, the Grosilets, the Cicerons, the Vieux Forts, the Miku, what actually happens in their early life in the communities, the encouragement from friends, families, onlookers, coaches. These are the things that are going to ensure that we pass on that information that you really can do it. We really can come together as a nation to develop our next generation of athletes.
The government is planning to honor Julien Alfred following her gold and silver Olympic wins. Minister Casimir says honoring Alfred should go beyond recognizing her as a sports ambassador. It should also acknowledge her contribution to the country's economic development and tourism promotion. A committee is currently finalizing the details of the honor, which will be presented to Cabinet for approval. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.